What's going on, guys? If you've been watching the news last 24 hours or if you've been out and about, you know exactly what's going on. We've got massive problems in the UK. Let's go through how this is going to affect us. We've also got another video coming up because the driving tests may be cancelled, and we're going to go through exactly why. But first of all, let's talk about the immediate problem, which is we may not have petrol in our cars. All your driving instructors out there, if you got a driving test coming up, maybe your instructor is going to take you to the test, but he may be out of petrol. Let's go through exactly what's going on and if this problem is going to be solved anytime soon. This is Sky News. Let's just see what they're showing here. So, catastrophic panic. Here we go. Look at that. Look at the queues building up. So all that queue is just due to people queuing up in order to go into the petrol station. The roads actually around the petrol station are quite empty, but leading up to it, very busy. I've been driving around teaching, obviously, so I got to see all the roads out there. Let's see what they're saying in this article. Long lines of cars continue to form at petrol stations across the country on Saturday, after a shortage of HGV drivers for some few retailers to shut their pumps and ration sales. Let's see. Panic motorists have caused lengthy queues. Guys, man, if you're not using your car, just stay at home. You get me? Just stay at home, and then other people can get their petrol. Anyway, queues at petrol stations for a second day as an industry expert predict the catastrophic situation is going to get worse before it improves, which is bad news for us instructors. Any driving related jobs, I guess. Long lines of cars continue to form. Let me just see. Well, Sky News understand that Boris Johnson has allowed ministers to relax immigration rules, and up to 5,000 temporary visas could be issued to foreign lorry drivers. So all those Brexit supporters, now we know the result of kicking out all these immigrants. Okay, that's another discussion to be discussed. He told Sky News there's enough fuel at the refineries and terminals to supply the normal demand, but it's just getting the petrol to the stations, I guess. What we have at the moment is abnormal demand where everyone is rushing to fill up their vehicles. Save some for your driving instructors out there. He added that it is a crisis situation that has developed very quickly. Let's see this. Brian Madison, the chairman of petrol retailers. Let me see what he's saying. So there you have it. He's saying that everyone's gonna get it, but then it's just those who need it will not be getting it. So let's just see how serious is the shortages. Okay, how serious is it? So it's mainly, like I said, it's to do with the HGV drivers. There isn't enough drivers out there to transport the commodities. So like if you look here, Morris has warned that the driver shortage will push up prices. Nando's temporary closed 50 sites blaming supply chain issues. That's bad news. Sorry for the vegetarians out there. McDonald's stopped sales of milkshakes, okay, and bottled drinks. Get your ice cream machine fixed first, and then we could talk about the milkshakes. Anyway, and bottled drinks blaming us shortages of HEV drivers. Anyway, going back to driving tests and driving lessons, so you got time taken to fill last HEV driver vacancies. 1 to 2 weeks, 8 weeks. Anyway, why now? COVID is certainly a part of it. As travel becomes increasingly restricted last year and large parts of the economy shut down, many European drivers went home, and that's why they left their jobs, I guess. Let's see. What about Brexit? There is evidence of HGV driver shortages across Europe, but the UK has been among the hardest hit by this problem. This was because many European drivers went back to their home countries or decided to work elsewhere. When the UK was part of the single market, they used to be able to come and go as they pleased, but the additional border bureaucracy after Brexit meant that it was too much hassle for many drivers, for many of them to drive into and out of UK, and that's the ins and out. The main thing is, as a driving instructor or as a driving student out there, I'm sure you got a driving lesson or test coming up. It is completely possible, if your driving instructor doesn't have enough fuel, that your test will not go ahead, or your lesson will not go ahead. Just a side note: if you're taking your own car for your driving test, and it's on, you obviously, you know, the empty mark in the yellow dot or the red dot. There's obviously a reserve like amount of few miles that you can drive: 40 miles, 20 miles, 30 miles. So your car will still run even if it's on empty, but a driving examiner will not take that risk and carry on with the test. So bear that in mind. This is just as a driving instructor telling you, because you know we've seen it all. We've seen students take their own car and it's on like empty, but enough miles for them to do the test. But the examiner will not take on the test if it's on empty, even though the reserve miles will carry on, will allow you to at least finish the test. So bear that in mind. For those of you who got a test coming up, just keep in touch with your driving instructor. It is possible that they're gonna be running out of fuel, and then your test may not happen. We will now also talk about as well about the strike that's going to happen in our next video. So do catch us, FM Driving School. Make sure you like, share and subscribe, because there's a big possibility of a strike occurring, which can possibly then cancel your driving test. And also, on a sour note, it looks like Nando's temporary closed 50 sites, which is really hurting me as well right now. But anyway, that's a side note. The guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.